Hey guys, so our Hobby Lobby is opened and it's just gotten me super excited to do some like projects around the house, get them things decorated that I'm needing to do, or start some bigger projects. So I have some other things in the works that I'm trying to come up with ideas for, but I wanted to just talk about it before I showed the video of like how I'm doing this and how I'm working on the table that I'm looking for. So a tip, so if you are needing furniture for your home, a lot of people, and I have done this in the past, and I think it's like the easiest way to go because it's just, you think it's more affordable. You go to like Walmart or Target or wherever and you buy these pieces that are already done. Now, already done is nice because you just have to put it together and boom, it's exactly what you wanted. But you're paying for the product to be done somewhat, but you're not paying for a good product unless you want to go to like, trying to think of like those high-end stores like, oh, I can't think of, there's like a couple ones that you can go online and shop and stuff, but the stuff is very expensive, but it's like high quality wood, it's high quality products and they're made very well. You're gonna pay a lot of money for it. So what I have found, since we've moved in, I have only purchased one item from a store. I purchased a little teeny little cabinet, and I'll insert a clip here, in our dining room that I bought for probably a little bit over $100 at TJ Maxx. This sucker is tiny, and then I really need to paint it because it doesn't match anything. So that's my next plan. But so I got it at TJ Maxx. I put it in there. That was the first thing that I had purchased for our house. Then I went to like a little antique kind of place and I purchased a nice little white cabinet. I didn't pay too much for it, probably less than $100 I think, and it goes in our bathroom. That I got, and that's like real wood, real quality. Someone had already like redone it and painted it. And then I got my china cabinet, which I had purchased one at the same antique store for $500. I had used our tax money like 3 years ago, I think it was, to get it, and it was a tiny little thing. It was a tiny little cabinet. If you've been here a while, you'll remember that. But I really want like a larger one to fill up the space. So when I was searching on Facebook, like the marketplace, I got lucky and people sell these things pretty cheap because depending on your home decor, and this is if you like china cabinets and buffets and stuff, they're not really in like the modern style. So if you are more into country kind of stuff like that, whatever that would be called, then I would look for these because you can get you a nice real wood cabinet for like $100 or $125. It's totally worth spending the money, the same amount of money, on something that is better quality, that is real wood, and that you can do whatever you want to it. Painting something from somewhere like Walmart that has like the plyboard or that mesh board, whatever that stuff is called, it's not gonna work. Like, I mean, it could work, but it's gonna be a lot of work. So, and then I bought the buffet, I got for 50 bucks. So I've spent more on that one tiny little piece than I have for each of those pieces, you know, by themselves. So I had been looking for this table and I had found it in my own house. So I'm just going to repurpose it for the way that I want it. And then I'm looking for another side table for our bedroom. So instead of buying one brand new, because that will cost like $300-400, I'm trying to find one similar or identical to one we have. So this is what I wanted to share. That all that information is for this, just to show you how it is super easy to like redo your own furniture and make it something that you love. So I'm gonna show you what I have. All right, so this is the little table, and I'm gonna put, you'll see where it goes at the end of the video, but it's got two legs that I've already started sanding, and then it's got this little under piece right here. It's got these cute little ridges on them, and then the top, which the kids have started sanding a little bit, and it's kind of beat up, which is totally fine. It's not gonna like hurt anything because I'm gonna paint it, but we're gonna sand it, and we're not gonna get all the stain off because I am gonna prime it and paint it with a chalk paint and then sand it again. So we're gonna sand this all down. We just buy just like regular packs of sandpaper and just use whatever we have and just start sanding away. Kids love to do this. Normally I just use whatever primer and paint I have in the house, but I didn't have any more primer, so I went and actually picked this up, High Hiding Primer. I learned from Hannah's dresser from her room. She had a really dark colored dresser like this, and I tried to paint it with just white or chalk paint. I can't remember which I did, and it would not cover. Like, it kept coming through like orange. So you definitely want to prime if you're using something with a dark stain and then trying to do it white. So this is High Hiding Primer and Seal. So hopefully this will be good, and this is white, and then I have a white chalk paint, so, and that will go in my living room. And I have a sealer that we're going to spray on it, and then I just picked up a brush. I normally have these on hand, but all the ones that we've had, we've kind of worn out, and the paint is just like glopped and stuck inside of it. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to sand it. I've already done the bottom part. We're going to do the top, and then we're going to vacuum wipe it off, and then we'll start painting. You ready?
I got an idea.
So here we go. Okay, ignore my kids. So we've sanded the table on the spots that are going to be showing. Since we're priming it, you don't have to do a ton of sanding, especially when if you're doing like a perfect seamless kind of look, then you definitely kind of want to maybe fix up any cracks or holes, but we're going for that kind of rustic country look. So if it's messed up, dinged, whatever, that's perfectly fine. So we sanded it. I've wiped it down with a rag. I'm just letting it dry just a little bit because it was a little damp. But I'm gonna paint this side first, and then after it dries, then I'll flip it over, and I'll probably sand these two, paint these two, and then we'll flip it over in like an hour and do the top. And then I'll just do one coat and then do my chalk paint, and this should be done by tonight. Okay, so the primer is on. I don't do like a super thick coat because I'll be sanding portions of it, and I'll have a coat of chalk paint on top of it. So this part is done. I'm going to, after it dries, it's a little dry, but when you touch it, you can kind of feel it. So in about 20 minutes, we'll come out here, flip it over, and I'll do the top, and then we'll wait and try to, maybe we can get the chalk paint coat on it tonight. Alright, so I just want to show, I already painted over this as I was hoping it would cover it. You can actually see like this little orange line right here. So this is a reason why you definitely want to prime like dark finish furniture, because like this orange color will come through. It's going to be hard to see it on here. You can kind of see like this orangey color coming through. Now sometimes the primer will be fine. Like I might have to do a second coat just on this. This is the only section of this whole thing that had that happen, and I didn't see it until after I started painting this. So I'm gonna have to come back and paint both the sides with the primer. I didn't paint this with the chalk paint. The other side has it on there. I was hoping it would cover it, and it didn't. So I need to do 2 coats. So just watch out for like that orangey color coming through while you're painting it. But this is the back side, so this isn't like that big of a deal. But I've got the coat of chalk paint on there. I'm kind of undecided if I'm going to do 2 coats or not, because I do like the rustic, dingy, sanded edges, you know, kind of look. So I'm not sure. I mean, you can see where like the wood has a bunch of imperfections, which I am totally fine with. And I did the top side first. Bad idea. So I'm going to wait, and then I will prime both sides of those, and then I'll come in and figure out a way to flip this over and put something on it to protect it, and then paint the legs or get the legs up on the stand. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's this part. All right, so now the fun part begins. Or not, but I'm going to sand it in just some random places. What I kind of try to do is I kind of go on Pinterest and just kind of look at some ideas of what I want to do, but like a good spots that you want to sand are like edges, like around this little part of the legs. These kind of show, and then you do like a bigger patch in certain areas. On the feet you can sand these parts. You know, you want it to make this look, no, I'm sorry, you want it to look as distressed as you want it to look. So you can definitely do around these little parts right here, the legs and stuff. And then once I'm able to flip it over, I'll show you how to do the other side. So here is my table all sanded. I don't do too much on the tops as I don't want it to look too rough on it. This is the back side, but I've got the sides right here, this part right here in the front, and then you'll be able to see this and the legs from inside. So I just have a very damp rag. I'm gonna vacuum it off and then wipe it down. And my husband, he uses a sprayer, like a professional style sprayer, and we buy this, and we also have used that can right there is the spray kind of polyurethane. You can do either one. This can be brushed on, but we just choose to spray it because it's a lot faster. So do whatever you want. You don't have to do this. This is kind of just protect it, because if you accidentally like scratched it with a piece of anything that you were decorating it with, it would leave a mark or scratch off like the paint. So up to you, but we're gonna do that and then it will be pretty much done. All right, the table is all done. I am in love with this thing. I think it turned out amazing. So you have the little bit of detail with the legs and the front part right here. And then the items that I got at Hobby Lobby. Got these two little candlesticks, the sign, this cute little vase thing, I guess. And I picked out the green to have a little bit of green, and it's helping the little vase and some pretty flowers. Yeah, I think it turned out amazing. So definitely search on your Facebook pages for cheap, inexpensive furniture and just paint them, have a little bit of fun, and the pieces will be so much nicer because you put so much of yourself into it. So I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up.